Hello everyone, today I am bringing you all my completion of Sonic Wave on Geometry Dash, a new hardest after a few months, and the biggest fluke of my life, right here. And before we get started, I need you all to know that before I started doing Sonic Wave, I was playing Sonic Wave Rebirth for pretty much leading up to this point, so I pretty much brought all my skill from Sonic Wave Rebirth to the original Sonic Wave. With all that said, let's get straight into it. I started playing Sonic Wave literally the night before I beat it. What you're seeing here is my first run of the entire first wave. So just like I did with Sonic Wave, I decided to get a run of the first wave because it helped me a lot with this and to help me get a feel for what the wave is like and maybe look for some tricks, and I did actually find quite a lot. So yeah, this was a good feeling to have. What you're seeing here now is my first run of the entire second and third waves. So this was done sometime after I got my first run of the entire first wave, and this helped me quite a lot too because there's a lot of choke points pretty much at the end of the level, like most extremes are, and it felt good to do this because I just had the feeling luck would never be on my side up to here. Well, it turns out I was actually completely wrong about that, and you're just about to find out why that is.
There we go.
Alright, now that I've covered those two runs, I'm going to go ahead and say what my worst fail and attempt count was. So my worst fails were 43% and 44%. That's not a joke. I actually really did fluke this from 44%. Although, to be fair though, my skill was coming off of Sonic Wave Rebirth, so, I mean, I guess it really isn't a huge fluke, but it's still a fluke nonetheless. And my attempt count was 11,054 attempts. That's coming off of all of my attempts from Sonic Wave Rebirth too. I decided to bring my attempts from Sonic Wave Rebirth over to the original Sonic Wave, just because Sonic Wave Rebirth is pretty much just a remake of Sonic Wave, and it only seemed right to do that. Anyway, on to what you all have been waiting for, the completion. Like I've done with my past couple completions on Extremes, I'm going to commentate over the level's gameplay. Let's just say that the pre-drop is not one of the best ones in the history of Geometry Dash. This icon part has some stupid timings to it, and I just don't want to play it for some time. The ship part here is a little more fun, except for the transitions. As you can see, those transitions are incredibly difficult, and there are lots of invisible saw blades, and I don't know if I would ever want to play that again. The ball part is a nightmare. Not kidding at all when I say that. As you can see, a lot of timings are extremely hard, and sometimes it can be a bit buggy. But now coming to the famous part, the waves. As you can see in the first wave, there are some tight spaces, and you have to have some really good maneuvering skills with the wave. And throughout the course of this level, it's just a lot of tight spaces. Here, the gameplay is sort of synced with the song, but then right here is one of the biggest choke points. 48% is really hard to do for me, and then this last spam here is sort of hard to do. The icon part here is actually pretty easy to do. There are almost no really hard timings to it. It's very spammy, let's just say. But now comes the second wave. It starts out pretty much the same way as the first wave did, and there's a small duel here. Now the most infamous part of the level, the entire upside down wave. As you can see, some gaps were really tight, and it was just a huge choke point. Near the end of this part though, there's still quite a lot of choke points. This icon part is twice as hard as the previous icon part. You gotta have very precise timing there. Now, the biggest choke point ever with this level, the third wave. You really need to control your nerves here, otherwise you may end up failing yourself badly. And the final spam.
What the hell?
So, yeah. That is my completion of Sonic Wave. as a fluke from 44%.
Is this real right now?
Now, before I end things here today, I know you all may be concerned about a few things, and I figured I need to address them. So I know you guys may be asking about my completion of Sonic Wave Rebirth. I will say Sonic Wave Rebirth will happen eventually. I just don't see it happening for quite some time, and it will not be my next Extreme Demon, nor will it be my next Milestone Extreme Demon. My next Extreme Demon is going to be Carnage Mode, but I'm going to take some time off from beating some Extreme Demons because I want to start my new tradition of playing Longest Demons, where it's basically I just play some of the longest demons in the game, and it's not ordered by difficulty, it's ordered by length of level, and it may be pretty fun. I still haven't decided what my first level will be for that tradition, but I'll figure it out eventually. So yeah, these are a few things I have to say about why I beat this and not Sonic Wave Rebirth. Even I felt disappointed doing this, but over time I was feeling more and more stressed trying to beat Sonic Wave Rebirth, and I saw myself doing better with the original Sonic Wave, so I figured, why don't I give this a few tries, and boom, I beat it. So, yeah, that'll wrap things up here for today. So if you all enjoyed this video, leave a like. As always, feel free to subscribe, so bye for now.